So I kind of left you hanging for the last couple weeks waiting to hear what the genetic results were for Jason's dementia. And I'm sorry about that, but it kind of took a long time because the first sample was not right. He ended up having to do it all over again, resend it in. It was a whole process, but we got it and we got it back. One of the reasons that they wanted to do the test was because of just the way that it looked on the brain scan. Sometimes it was, just the way it's flowing from the front to the back could be an indicator of it being genetic. I will tell you that when this whole process began, we did genetic testing for Alzheimer's, and he did not. He did not have genetics, any genetics for Alzheimer's, which he ultimately did not end up having Alzheimer's. So that was all great and, totally played out how we thought it would, considering that isn't what he had. When they saw how the hypometabolism was in the frontal lobes, moving through the cerebellum down into the pons area, she was like, I noticed that you didn't have genetic testing done for, frontal lobe dementia. Let's do that and see. That would just then give us one more piece of the puzzle. So we did it. It is not genetic. I never thought it was. And the only reason I didn't is, I just really feel like if it's genetic, like he would have had some indication in his family, and he really didn't. And I just didn't think so. And there are some people who carry genes where it doesn't come out until something happens, like the traumatic brain injury that Jason suffered. So they were like, it could be because of that. But so ultimately, I think it's 60 to 70% cases of frontal lobe dementia is sporadic, and that makes sense. So that is Jason's. His is sporadic, meaning, it can happen to anyone. It just happens. I think the doctors believe that he had a little help. In 2003, he suffered a traumatic brain injury from a mortar in Iraq, and we think that was a helping hand. Nothing was ever done about that brain injury. He just went on, and, it's so hard to describe when I look back because he did act different, but he was also dealing with PTSD, and he went through this whole cognitive therapy PTSD thing, and it helped so much. And he graduated from it and did amazing with it. But then, and it was like he was going along doing really well, and then here came, more symptoms of weird things. And then we started all this, and you guys know the trajectory of how all this has went. So, all that to say, just because something isn't genetic doesn't mean that isn't what you have. Obviously, the PET scans and the symptoms are good indicators that we're on the right path of the type of dementia that Jason has. And even if it's not specifically just behavioral variant frontal temporal dementia, it's the symptoms of it because of where it affects you in the brain. Jason has it here on both sides, back here, and then, down the brainstem. So I think that I feel satisfied with the answers that we have now. Will we know more one day when, like we said earlier in a video, that Jason donated his brain for research and they're going to really dive in and see everything? Yeah, we're going to learn a lot more. But at least the symptoms and the scans and everything match. And we know it's not genetic, so our girls don't have to worry about it, our grandkids. That's just something you just don't want to have to pass down. So we're really happy about that. Do me a favor. Raise your hand if you would like to have a clinician that sees, hears, and truly understands what you're going through and helps you through best clinical practices.
Thank you, MIDI Health, for being the sponsor of today's video.
So you guys know that MIDI is a virtual care clinic that was designed by women for women who are going through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. I have been using them for a plethora of things. One of the big things I keep telling you guys about is that I'm focusing on longevity. Going through all this with Jason, I have to think long term, like for my own health, my own goals, and staying healthy in order to take the best care of him. And Minnie has helped me be able to do that. I don't have the luxury of, running out to the doctor. So sitting here in the comfort of my own home and speaking with my clinician, making goals. That's one of the big things. Yes, she can help you, with mood, weight, skin, hair, all kinds of, that's just a little iceberg. But she can do all those things, plus order labs and, do scans, different things like that, help you with hormones, non-hormones, medications, all the things that, can help give you that longevity that you're looking for. It's super easy. You just go online to book your virtual visit. They accept insurance just like any other healthcare provider. There's no hidden costs, no membership fees. The thing that I'm really taking to heart is that I don't have to age alone. Minnie can give me the right team, the right care, and the right data. And they can do the same for you also. So maybe you're going through perimenopause or menopause, and it's confusing. It's new. There's all kinds of symptoms and all kinds of things that we're going through that we don't really understand. It's so nice to have a provider that can explain the changes that are going on, especially with your hormones. If that sounds like something that would be beneficial to you, why don't you head over to trymidi.com/livingwithdementia. You can join the more than 200,000 women who love and trust Midi. I'm going to leave a link for you down in the description box. That's trymidi.com/livingwithdementia. And thank you again, Midi, for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's go see what Jason's doing, see if he has anything to say. I can guarantee you he's probably out there sleeping, but let's go see. All right, so I wanted you to be interviewed for everything. What's up with this cold fan blowing on me? I don't know about all that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the heat index outside is 119 degrees.
Yes.
And she's complaining that it's cold in here.
This room is chilly. Well, you got your arms all under your little blankie. All right, so I was telling everyone that we got the genetic results. And the genetic results are that your dementia is not caused by genetics. It's sporadic, which is usually what it is. Tell me your thoughts on all that.
I am very excited that none of this is going to get passed down to, my girls or my grandkids.
Yes. I knew you would be so excited for that. And honestly, that's what I expected. I did not think it was genetic. So, but just the way that it's progressing, it seemed a little bit, suspicious or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that they checked, and now we know. You had company this last week,
Mm-hmm.
and it was nice that you got to see your friend. But let's talk about that from a dementia side of kind of how hard that is.
It was awesome. I had a buddy of mine fly in from North Carolina. We were stationed together years ago, but have always stayed in contact. And it was great seeing him, but man, I gotta tell you, I just get so tired so fast. And a lot of visiting, a lot of running around, and Leslie's paying the price now.
You're already a sleepy guy. It was so funny because the first day you were just woo woo woo, showtime and talkative, and I was thinking in my head, this is never going to last. And then by the next morning you were crabby and already having a little bit of a difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been sleeping and being a little bit, I don't know what the right word is to say how you've been the last few days.
Crunky? Is that a word?
Is that a combination of cranky and crazy?
Cranky and grumpy.
Cranky. Well, I was gonna throw the crazy in there also. Last night, Jason tells me he's so hungry. And then he starts trying to make stuff, and he didn't know what he was doing, and he finally just puts his hands on his head and he's like, I just have to get out of here. And he ended up having 2 dinners and just I was really on the struggle bus on trying to accomplish anything, and I felt really bad for him.
Yeah, I was short-circuiting.
Yeah, you've been short-circuiting the last 24 hours. And so he's just been resting and taking it easy, and look at him getting spoiled now. He loves when I do this little dermaplaning, and then I put this little beef tallow on his face because it's really nice and conditioning. So that's what we're doing.
It smells minty.
This one is eucalyptus and maybe peppermint or spearmint. I think it smells good.
I said it smelled good.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we'll just let you sit here and be just a pampered little guy.
Mm-hmm.